top story. Breaking tonight. The balance of power may not just be shifting in Washington, it's shifting a few blocks away at Trump Tower. Governor Chris Christie taking a back seat, Vice President-elect Mike Pence now steering the transition. Florida Governor Rick Scott will be a key advisor to President-elect Trump, whether he's in or out of the cabinet. The governor joins me live right now from Naples, Florida. Governor, good to have you tonight.
It's wonderful to be here again, and how are you doing?
Great to see you. Now, you know Governor Christie well, you know Governor Pence well, your colleagues and friends. What do you make of the fact that Christie, who just a couple days ago on the Today Show said he's in charge of the transition, now takes a back seat? Governor Pence, Vice President-elect, comes in. Isn't this kind of a shaky start?
Well, first off, they're both wonderful individuals that really care about their states. You know, Chris is still a sitting governor. I know he's still concerned about New Jersey. But Mike, you know, I'm really impressed. I'm glad for him. He's the new vice president. He's going to do a great job. Look, the bottom line is it's all about, you know, the new president. People want change. Donald Trump is going to give us change. And so the transition team will be important, but the truth is it's going to be what Donald Trump wants to do.
And talking about that agenda, you said on election night, you put this on Facebook, I believe, quote, it turns out that the elites in Washington have no idea what is going on in this country. They are completely clueless. They are in complete shock right now. Rick Scott says, I love it. What did you mean? How did the elite get so caught off guard by Donald Trump in the victory?
You know, Ed, it was just like my race in 2010. The Republican establishment didn't support me. They ran ads against me. And it was very similar to what Donald Trump went through. People were shocked that a business person could win and try to change, in my case, the state. And what Donald Trump, they're shocked that he won. They all know. I mean, I talked to people in Washington, and I've talked to them for the last year. They never in their wildest dreams believed that Donald Trump could win. And so they're going to see change now. Business people get results, and that's what Donald Trump is going to do. If people voted for change, he's going to give them change.
So I hear your point that the elites dropped the ball. They didn't bring change to the American people. You're saying Donald Trump will now do that. But I want to play you a clip because one of the biggest promises Donald Trump has made is that he's going to build that wall. And my colleague Brett Baer last night pressed the Speaker of the House, very powerful individual, Paul Ryan, are you going to build the wall? Here's what he said.
On the immigration front, are you in favor of building a wall?
I'm in favor of securing the border, and I do believe that you have to have physical barriers on the border. I will defer to the experts on the border as to what is the right way to actually secure the border.
Not a clear answer on whether it will be built. And then Newt Gingrich, who's very important as well, obviously, to this transition, says, quote, he'll spend a lot of time controlling the border. He may not spend very much time trying to get Mexico to pay for it, but it was a great campaign device. My question, Governor, isn't that maybe kind of the kind of cynicism that got people so upset about the elites, and now new government coming to power and saying, well, that was just a campaign device. We might not make the Mexicans pay for it.
You haven't heard Donald Trump say that. You know, business people historically, when they say they're going to do something, they go all in to try to get it done. I believe Donald Trump will do everything he said he's going to do. Now, look, it's hard in government, but I believe he's going to work hard. Every promise he made, he's going to change government. He's going to come in. He's going to look at everything new. He's going to get rid of things that don't work. I mean, just like he's going to repeal Obamacare. He's going to come up with something better. I want to do everything I can to help him be successful. But whether it's the border or whether it's taxes, he's going to work hard every day to get it done.
Governor, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm glad you mentioned Obamacare because I met you in 2009, Founding Farmers Restaurant in Washington, D.C. You were a health care executive, and I want to give you credit. You were years ahead of the curve telling me over lunch that Obamacare was going to be a disaster and they were going to have to pull it back. Here we are now with even former President Bill Clinton saying in the waning days of the campaign that it's not working, it needs to be fixed, all of that. My question is, what can Donald Trump do in the days ahead, number one? And number two, will you, with all of your expertise, either run health care policy, become Health and Human Services Secretary, or would you be interested in running the White House Budget Office?
I'm going to stay in my job. I've got, I think, 787 days to go. I've got a lot of things I want to accomplish here as governor, so I'm going to stay here. But I will do everything I can to help President-elect Trump to whether it's Obamacare or whatever, you know, build jobs, whatever it takes. I'm going to do everything to make him successful. But let's remember, Obamacare was a lie. They said you keep your doctor, costs were going to go down. Neither of those are true. We have got to figure out how to control healthcare costs, and the way you do it is you have more competition, allow people to buy the insurance they want, allow insurance to be sold across state line, and reward for people for taking care of themselves, eat right, exercise, things like that. If we do those things, costs will come down, more people can get coverage, and they will have a good safety net for those that can't afford coverage.
Governor Rick Scott, a key advisor to the president-elect. We appreciate your time tonight. A lot of big decisions for Donald Trump in the days ahead, and I bet you'll be by his side. We appreciate you being here.
It's going to be exciting.
Good to see you, Governor.